Hey everybody, we are starting a little early than usual today. I know I said it was going to be at 2 o'clock, but some things came up and I figured we might as well get it done early. So, as you guys may have figured out, I have a couple special announcements for you. The first one might be coming as a surprise to a lot of people. I'm sure it will be. But before we get into that, let me actually see who's actually in here. We got the Geek Room. We've got Thalo Blue. We got Heavy Holler. And we got Dragnaut. Yay, everybody. You can all unmute now, by the way. You can speak. You can actually tell everybody y'all got mods too. Go ahead.
I have mods.
You have to say it 3 times. I have mods. I have mods. I have mods.
I have mods. I have mods. I have mods.
There you go. See, we'll get you the nuances down of actually how to do these things to properly moderate. Yeah, I wanted to have this a little early because I learned a lot of people had a couple other things to do today, like Thalo had to go to sleep, and so I decided to have a little earlier than usual. Do you guys want to jump right into this? You want to like have the suspense mount about with special announcements?
No, go for it.
Go for it.
I can't bear
you can't bear anymore. All right. All right. So we got a suspense. We got a, okay. No, I'll go ahead and do the first one. Let me screenshot this. I'll show you what the first one is. Application window. I just go to the entire screen. I have nothing to worry about. Okay. Okay. Present to everybody. Can you guys see this on the outside? Can you see the internal? Look at this. Yeah, I'm officially in a relationship with peer review. Yes, I know. And you guys can't see on the inside. I'm going to put the big thing on the outside so on the outside you can actually see this. Yes, Hugh Renault is actually peer review, and he's a little bit ashamed of this, and he doesn't want his family to know, and I understand that. But, I can't blame him. But shit poster, peer review has officially announced that him and I are in a relationship. Sorry, ladies.
He sounds like a Bond villain, Hugh Renault.
Hugh Renault. It does, really. I like that name, Hugh. Hi, I'm Hugh Renault.
It's very posh.
It is posh. I gotta give him props for that, Hugh Renault.
Wow.
I don't know, because it sounds better than Steve McRae and peer review, I guess.
Well,
I mean, what are we gonna put on the save the date? I mean, so, anyways,
Mazel
tov to us. Yes, we're going to be very happy together. All right, let's get rid of that shit. No, that is not the official announcement. Let me exit this. Okay. Oh, what did the outside chest? I wasn't even watching. Oh, congrats. Thank you, Lament Student. See, people are giving us congratulations for the happy couple. No, that wasn't the actual announcement. The announcement is actually this. I'm going to put this in the live feed, and you guys can go see it. It's just, it's in its infancy stage. But go ahead and check this out. There we go. Yes, we are official. We have an actual.com. I am a domain owner. I have registered the name greatdebatecommunity.com. It is ours. It is being hosted for at least a year on some servers from a listener friend of ours. This server can be whatever we want it to be. There are no limitations. We are going to have our own web page on it. We are going to have our wiki also on it. We're going to be using the one we use now, obviously, but we're going to have a bigger, better one also on the greatdebatecommunity.com. So the people that have been supporting my channel, this is what it's led to. So we're going to have a special Patreon page for anybody who's ever donated even $1, even in Super Chat. I have records of everything. It keeps track of everything. I'm going to have a page just for you people. So thank you for that. Contribute with the Patreon, and anything you donate, I do appreciate it. This is going to a good cause. This is taking a lot of work. The people that have been working on the Wiki Page, you guys are freaking amazing. Just funny as hell. I'm rolling on half the stuff that people wrote. Matter of fact, go read what Stuart wrote on God. It's brilliant. It's just so good. I haven't been writing as much as I would like to on the wiki recently because I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff to make all this stuff happen with the King Crocoduck and Ken Hovind thing and making this web page work. So it's going to a domain right now. It's going to be hosting that coming soon is the host that did that for us. It's going to be a back end that they're going to do. We are going to be able to log in. I am going to give people administrator controls. So here's what I need from you before we actually start the show. I want to ask, we need people to volunteer to get involved with this, and I know we have a lot of people working on the wiki page. I know that people like Lamed Student and Hillerfinder and Cal and who else has been there's been so many working to get this wiki off the ground. that we probably need a little bit more people to help with web design and things like that. We have one goal only, and that's to be better than Ronnie's page. So as soon as we meet that goal, then we can have other goals, right? Because we've already achieved that with the wiki. But we have high aspirations, and that's to be better than Ronnie's web page. But anyways, what do you guys think so far? The people got in here. Blue, what do you think? Is that good news? Is that cool?
I think that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. As long as you get the suggested reading on that web page as well.
Yes. Oh, yes. We are going to have suggestive reading. We're going to have a science section just for the science stuff. We're going to, have people that know science hopefully write little things for us. Oh, Pew Review is upset that he revealed our secret love. Well, you know what, Pew? It eventually had to come out, right? I mean, make sure that you're off the market.
Yes, they did have, but it did have to come out.
Drag, don't be jealous. You were married, or else you would have been my man.
That's true.
I mean, come on, let's be realistic. Sorry, Pew, but it's Drag, so. So we are. There's a lot of add-ons we can get for this particular thing, and again, funding is the main thing. I told you guys that everything that goes to my Patreon goes to my rent and basic necessities, but I have been doing very well actually with AdSense, believe it or not, with this whole Hoven thing. It's actually gone up well over 2,000% up. Matter of fact, the last couple days is probably, I'm closer to, I had to guess 10,000% higher. It's huge.
Fancy.
Well, let's see. It was 22 cents a day, and it was up to $4 a day. So that's 2,000%. So it's been about, it's almost triple that occasionally, just recently. So it's going to go back down, obviously. And if I keep it around $2 to $3 a day, that's, anywhere between $60 to $90 a month. That's not bad just for ad revenue, right? So AdSense has definitely fixed its shit. They are putting ads up there now. Great. They weren't before. Or at least they're better than they were 3 months ago, because it was down to 0.00. The highest day I think I hit 1 month was probably 7 cents a day. Yeah, that's why all these YouTubers like, yeah, this is, you can't rely on that except for 7 cents, right? So anyways, let's talk about our new domain. I plan to do some other stuff too, with some branding and some trademarking and some other stuff eventually, but that's very expensive. And that's,
we can get a mug with your face on it or something like that.
No, not me. The name, not me. I don't want anything to do with trademark me, but
either way.
But that'll be later on down the line. That's probably next year, because that requires some legal stuff, and maybe I can get some legal information.
You're going big time now, then, Steve. You're gonna change. You're not gonna be the same.
I'm always gonna love you.
Forget about us little
same. You're not little people. You're more popular than I am, Geek Room.
Yeah, we're the small people now. Oh my god.
No, you're not. I got to read this for MP. Pew Review. This is for you. Ready for this? Super chat, $2. I am Ronnie's bitch. Yeah. I am Ronnie's bitch. So, anyways, for $2, I sold my soul. What the fuck? Okay. The link
I sold my soul for a lot less.
I know you have. I've seen your show. Yeah, whatever you got for your soul, get a refund.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because you're not at the DP level yet. Oh, you should be though. You know what? You guys are funny. I like your show. I watch your guys' stuff way more than I do DP. You know that, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. The link to get in is in the Great Debate community. Go find it. Anybody can come in. But like I said, this is gonna be a community project, because a lot of people are working on graphics and other stuff. Peer Review has been doing some wonderful thumbnails for us. Apologia has done some wonderful thumbnails for us. It's just a lot of stuff that's going to go into this. So let me know. Email me your name and what you think you do to help out, and I'll compile a list. But like I said, I will have a separate page for anybody who's ever donated to my channel, the patrons. That's my way of giving back. So these people know that you are, contributing, and this is a community type thing. What's that? I didn't do private registration. No, my address is public. I didn't want to do a private registration. I don't care if people know where I live. For $8 a month, you can make it private. Yeah, I'm trying to keep costs down. You get, again, this is all a matter of logistics and monetary things, right? So anything I do to keep costs down, I don't care if people know my address. No, if you want to know my address, go look. Go Google my house. Come on down. My landlord has a full arsenal of weaponry. You know, we're happy to show it to you firsthand if you were like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not concerned. He's ex-Marine. I'm ex-Navy. Yeah.
You'll fight them.
Yeah, I'm not really concerned about it. So, no, I don't care if my address gets public. I'm not hiding behind anything, so I didn't do the private domain. Anybody can go find it. And you know what? Gment can't dox me because I've doxed myself, and I don't care. But people have added my address.
That's your real name.
That's my real name. Yeah, I know. Scary, isn't it? Steve McRae is my real name. Anyways, can you guys show the Wiki page? Or not the Wiki page, the coming soon page, Drag?
Yeah, did you put it in the site? Oh no, you sent it to me on Facebook. Hold on.
I did.
I mean, I gotta find the chat.
Yeah.
Gotta find the chat. So I mean, I heard that Ronnie was upset today, and did he mention you and what you were doing with your channel?
I listened for 10 minutes. It was basically MP and Brenda in there, and I listened for a total extent of the time when he started calling Brenda MP started doing his MP stuff. About genetics, and I don't know why you wouldn't go in there anymore, MP. It's a waste of fucking time, but God bless you. But that's when I stopped listening, and when I say I'm moving on, I'm done. So I had other stuff to do. Hey, real quick though, this is what it looks like so far. The Great Debate Community coming soon. You can see that the domain name is ours. We could add a email server to it for about $3 more a month eventually. So if you guys want your own email,
who are you using to host?
It is a private server friend of ours, and he offered to host it for a full year.
Fuck.
Can you guys hear me clearly
Yeah,
now?
Bill. Yeah.
Can hear clearly now.
I figured out the mic issue.
Yeah,
my
better.
monitor mic was staying on, and it was picking up the fan on the
Yeah,
computer.
that's what I thought it was. That's what we said the other day. It sounded like a fan, right?
It's supposed to cut out when I plug in the headset, but it wasn't, so I fixed that. So.
Cool. Yeah, you sound much cleaner. Much cleaner.
Oh, cool. A hero from Facebook. Hey, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I've been around the forums, not saying much, but I've been reading a lot of what y'all be talking about.
Very creationism.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Bill's from the Creationist Facebook forums. We found him roaming around there a while back.
There's a certain guy named Tomi, Tomi, that's...
Oh, yeah. We all know him.
Yeah, he's a one. He's a winner, I'll tell you.
No, I'm not hosting through GoDaddy. GoDaddy just did the domain name. I'm not using them to host. So we have almost pretty much. I'm not going to say who the host is. It doesn't really matter, but I just rather not.
It's the host with the most.
Yeah, but we do have hosting. The hosting is free. They offered to host it for at least a year. The person who's hosting it is a PHP writer. That's what he does. So.
Awesome.
He's going to be helping us with the back end stuff for logins. Like I said, I do want to have certain people that are admin control. Let's do that afterwards. But if you do write in PHP or you know about web design or you know anything you do to help out, email me, and I'll get that list going. I got some of my own creative ideas.
I have a website.
Do you?
My site's creationsciencefiction.com, so check it out sometime. Yep.
CreationScienceFiction.com.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Oh, Lamed says he manages one for like many people. Okay, so we do have a lot of community that still, know about a lot of this stuff that use PHP and all that stuff. I thought they migrated to other stuff, but like Python or something. Don't they use that for web? Perl? I don't know. I'm just now getting into the whole learning about the domain and all that kind of crap, right? But eventually I have to. Hey, we got Speakers Corners UK in the live chat. Hey, Speakers. He has a show also called Gin and Tonic, and it's JINN, I think. I watch his stuff every so often. All right, so we can move on from the announcement. Again, thank you all for supporting us. Thank you all for the work you've done on the wiki. Thank you for the patrons, the people that have donated through other ways as well. Like I said, if you continue to donate, or even if you donated once, you get your name on the Patreon page, and anybody that wants to help out please, I've got links in the below. Become a patron for $1 a month or whatever amount, or just, you know, cash me or PayPal. Anything is really appreciated immensely. So once you get on that Patreon page, you on the web page we're making, you're going to have a big old name there, and people are going to be very appreciative that you've supported us. Because this is going to go large, I hope. I mean, I have great expectations. I could be wrong, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? I mean, I want the Great Debate community to be a known name on YouTube. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Do you guys?
No. Nope.
Okay. All right, so what do we got going on? Drag, did you guys watch Ronnie's thing? Let's move on to that real quick.
No, people have been telling me about it in the side chat. So from what I gather from those who did watch it, by the way, I didn't watch it because I don't want to put my dick in a blender. That would be the rough equivalent to listening to a 4-hour Ronnie hangout.
Is that that explains why MP has no penis?
Yeah,
I get it
think
now.
so.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry, MP.
I think that's a wrap.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, MP, I had to. Come on,
It
come on. That was easy. That was gimme.
is brutal in there. It
I
is brutal.
know.
Especially what happened with Brenda too. It got really bad. So
I mean,
I'll let you guys tell me.
But MP, what I sent you on Facebook, does that not make sense though?
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
it
not gonna
does.
say
It does.
public.
It does. It makes a lot of. You know, it got to the point where we were in there arguing about you know, trying to monetize your channels, and they were like, "Oh, these people are just doing this for money." And I was like, "So you guys, if you guys can make 15 grand a week or a day off your YouTube channel, that wouldn't be good? That wouldn't be you guys wouldn't be happy to do that?" And they were like, "Hell yeah, I want to make 15 grand a week off." I said, "So why are you guys upset that these guys are monetizing?"
I don't get it
channels,
either.
know?
I mean, yes, I monetize. Yes, I asked for Patreon. Yeah, that's what. I mean, I would if I could do this for free, I would, obviously. But there's a lot of time involved in this stuff. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Drunken Peasants make. Oh my God, you know how much they made on their 24-hour thing? They probably made $30,000. I'm guessing.
Jeez. Oh, they made
Actually, they made about $5,000. Someone dropped 225 grand in just one city.
Oh shit!
Well, how much did they make? How much did they make then?
They made but on that 24-hour show, they made about $5 grand.
Oh, I know they made. No, I know they made more than that. Just the time I was watching, they made $5 grand.
Yeah.
Well, I know this guy with Tyrone Magnus says he makes like 15 or 12 grand a week on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not looking for something like that. I mean, I'm not even hoping to get anything like that. You know, that's Look, not my agenda.
I get my little gas money. You know, I'm fortunate for the Patreons who are thoroughly entertained by the shit that I just make dick jokes. I come on the internet, I make dick jokes. Some people pick up some of the science that I learn. No, I'm not even joking. Like I go to TST. I don't even remember how we started TST, but I'm behind the scenes helping Steve with the Great Debate community. You know, doing promotions. I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So I don't get so much attention.
He ain't lying.
You know, I do a lot. Like Steve could tell you, but we keep it under wraps. But you know, I'm more interested in helping other people's channel grow. I am very fortunate for the Patreons that I do get, and a few of the donations, and so I try to keep people entertained. And I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit more. So hopefully, yeah, I will get a few more Patreons, a few more donations, because I like alcohol, as a lot of you know, and so I would like to be able to afford more of it, and I like the gas money to go get the alcohol. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm not going to be living off of Patreon. I don't think I'm worth that.
I'm not, but I am living off Patreon. But I'm trying to give back something for that, right? That's why this Great Debate community, I want everybody to be a part of it, and I do believe that a rising tide lifts all boats, right? So if my channel gets more views, Dragnot channels gets more views, I get Patreon, Drag gets Patreon, we all get lifted up, right? And by there's a little bit of feedback, I don't know who it's from.
Yeah, I have a few things in the works, and there's some things that I've been planning with certain well-known individuals that I'm also keeping under wraps right now. But one of the things that I wanted to do for the website, now that we've talked about it openly, is once we do the migration from the content from the wikis, we'll just move into, okay, let's have kind of a training ground. So if we wanted to expand into the street epistemology, and we can get really heavy into the philosophical side of the Great Debate, and then have that I guess to counter the stuff for biology. So we can have kind of like the rational wiki style, like here are the major creationist arguments, and here the correction, here's the actual science, but that they're getting wrong.
I would love
and
that.
I think that that's something that I would like to expand. and that's for the future, folks. That's just a little preview of kind of what I'm plotting out. But finding the right people to do it and getting this set up, that's going to take a little bit of time. And once I start getting back into school full time, I'm going to have less time to work on it. So it's going to be more of an issue of delegating it as I'm doing the planning. So, but yeah, so there's great things to come.
And that really is true, getting the right people in the right positions. But that's kind of what I was doing in retail, right? I mean, it was managing a bunch of people, making sure that the job was getting done, get them in the right positions and things of that nature. So, I mean, I do have some level of knowledge in that particular area to do that. I just have to know what people's skill sets are, what they're willing to do to help out, and kind of do the big picture kind of stuff. Because as Dredd said, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff you guys don't even realize. I mean, this is a production to get people coordinated and to make these debates happen, and talking to secretaries and emailing people. Yeah, it's a big rigmarole.
Oh, God,
some people just don't know the actual behind the scenes and what people who actually are content creators and stuff like that, what you actually have to do. They think you just get online and just talk shit the whole time, but in all reality, you know, there's things, if you haven't guessed, you got to talk to them back and forth, make sure everything's all right and stuff. And we actually get that problem a lot.
No, Frankie, it's just that all we do is get online and talk shit.
I got it.
No, you guys have a plan ahead, obviously.
On Tuesdays.
Well, yeah, Talking Shit Tuesday is so not planned.
No, I don't even know what's happening until like an hour beforehand.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, I might know. I'll just show up like, okay. But no, I've had to. Yeah, real quick, if you guys have not seen the Geek Room, go to their channel and watch their stuff. They do some great stuff. Matter of fact, I'm actually stealing a clip from you guys in an upcoming video. I'm just waiting for the Drunken Peasants things to render, so I need a small little clip from them to finish my video. But I am stealing a clip from you because I got a brilliant clip of Wolf facepalming himself, and it's great. I love it. So I'm stealing that.
Oh, I normally facepalm myself about at least a good 10 times, and not to actually kind of lose brain cells while watching videos, while losing brain cells while watching the videos. So it happens frequently.
This was just perfect. It's so perfect. Perfect timing. Couldn't have asked for a better shot. And so I hopefully have this video done sometime beginning of near the middle of the week, I guess. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you can use whatever you would like, man.
Thank you, kind sir. I will anyways, but since I like you guys, I'll give you proper attribution. You know, I'll attribute it to you. So, Mike Duffy got here late. Mike Duffy, if you got here late, you don't get to know the special announcement.
No,
you're supposed to arrive on time. Although I got, obviously this was too early, or earlier than expected. So the special announcement, other than pure review and I being in a relationship, is that we have our own domain now. We have our own URL, www.greatdebatecommunity.com. It is ours. It is mine, as far as the registrar, but it is everybody's to do what they will to some extent. We're going to have a web page. We're going to have a science section. We're going to have maybe street epistemology. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff. We've got a pretty extensive amount of bandwidth and hard drive space or server space that we can use, more than we'll ever use, to be honest with you. But I just want that name out there. What's that, Drag?
We could use some of it to store porn. I'm just saying that's always an option.
Only if it's homemade, and it's your own.
Oh, that'll work. Yeah.
And that's pretty cool because with the bookmark showing up Great Debate Community, I won't have to hide that.
Exactly. See, it's a stealth. It's Great Debate Community. It's code for porn.
Yeah, you don't have to put it in a folder labeled 1995 tax returns.
Not a bad idea.
I don't know if anyone's ever seen my actual screen.
I've seen your screen. I know what yours is.
You see my screen? Okay.
I know exactly what yours is.
Okay, it says not porn.
Not porn.
Yeah. Actually, wait. Yeah. Can you actually? No, you can actually see my screen right now.
Yeah.
You should be able to.
Yeah.
You see the okay, right? You see my cursor?
Yeah, not porn.
Not porn.
Yeah, not porn. Yeah. Pretty sure you know what's in there.
Yeah. Not porn. Yeah, sure. Random case like Steve is gay. No, I'm not gay. Me and Pew have a purely platonic relationship. So we are in a relationship. We're friends, but it's purely platonic.
There's nothing wrong with giving your friend a bro job, though, right?
It depends, I guess. I mean, if it's dark late at night, I don't know. It's completely up to you guys to determine that.
A couple of
A couple lines of Coke. I know I'm not judging. I'm really not.
You've already had this conversation, haven't you? For $4 million, you would.
Oh yeah. $4 million. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, you can buy them.
I'll take all you want at once for $4 million.
Well, hang on.
Paying at $4 million.
Well, $4 million's a little bit. That's a lot. So maybe what? 4,000.
No, I don't.
What about 4,000?
I don't think I would for 4,000.
Every girlfriend I've had done it for free, so $4 million is a bonus.
I would just like, hey, get rid of my student loans, and we'll call it even.
40,000.
At 40,000? No, I don't. You know what? I doubt it.
You know what?
Really?
How about
What?
How about a half-eaten, ice cream sandwich? with
We're all a little bit gays. It's just how much. It's just how much we're willing to be bought out to show that gayness, I guess, right?
That and who gets to know that it happened.
Oh, well, I guarantee if it happened, people would know.
$4 million, it could be like on public access television.
You got CNN.
Yeah, same here.
MP gets blowjob for $4 million.
That's why it has to be. It has to be lower, though, doesn't it? It has to be a reasonable amount. 40,000 on telly.
And suck stick for 4K.
PC Myers are like, are we bidding on McRae's gay virginity now? God, I didn't know I was up for auction. You know?
Yeah. So there we go. 40,000 on telly.
I would if it would guarantee G-Man could shut up for more than 5 minutes.
You know what? I'd probably do it for free if that was the case.
Is someone putting their mouth virginity on eBay or what? Because let me know when that bid starts.
You probably could. Oh, this has gone to a shit show real fast, hasn't it?
It did happen when
See what happens when the Geek Room shows up?
What did you think was gonna happen?
No shit, right? Yeah. You know, we go from this massive amount of hey, we're gonna have this great web page, and I've got a domain now, and we're going places to hey, how much you want to pay for Steve's anal virginity? Whatever.
Just think how many websites that you could host with that kind of dough, though.
For $4 million, I would never see or hear from any of you again. Just saying. Maybe I would. I would not stop talking to people. Obviously, I'd be lonely without you people. People are asking real quick. The link to get in is at the Great Debate Community. 40,000 pounds. That's like 70,000. 70. Well, a pound is like what? $2 American, something like that, or is it a little?
Yeah.
It's a little bit over $1. I think. Yeah, isn't it?
So dollars then. I'll pay you in dollars, not pounds then.
Yeah, pay me in bucks. At least I know what it. At least I know what I'm selling my soul for.
Selling your mouth.
Selling my mouth.
How about 1.5 pecan pies?
You sure do got a pretty mouth, Steve.
I don't know what you've done, Drag, for 1.5 pecan pies, but I have to tell you, I think you're charging a little bit low for
You know
things.
what? I want to have more access to more things, so you got to go low.
I'm not judging, but
All the members of the CCP said they wouldn't do it for even $10 million.
I don't believe them.
Well, I get they'll be broke.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't.
You guys are ready for the videos that are incoming, right? By all the theists that hate us that are going, these guys would suck dick for money.
Oh no, you missed it. When Rand was actually having normal hangouts with somewhat regular people, he was real invested in what's the trans woman, Caitlyn Jenner. And so he kept calling her Bruce Jenner. So you got this Bruce Jenner that's on the television trying to tell people it's okay to be a guy with a dick and trying to dress up like a woman.
A guy with a dick.
So, like a woman
That's
with a
not
dick.
okay no more. Being a guy with a dick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when did that change?
I'll try to do the voice and talk like this guy.
Yeah.
So he goes.
I'm trying to be modern and hip, but I didn't know that you know. It's now a new thing for guys like dick, but whatever. But no, Ronnie was doing the same thing. Ronnie kept calling Brenda, he, and Brenda was like politely going, she, and I don't know why Ronnie has to be such a dick about it, because Ronnie wants to have this power trip and he wants to assert that he's powerful and go, yeah, so I get to pick and choose the pronouns I'm using for you. And it's like, come on, just have a little bit of respect, Ronnie. A little bit of, I mean, a modicum, for God's sake. I mean, if MP wants me to ask, call him she, I'll do that, right? I don't mind. Come on. I don't know why I'm picking on MP today.
Asked him, he said, what were you born as? Were you born a man? Or it's like, it started getting like really crazy.
Why does he want to know? Well, never mind. I think I have an idea.
Hey, PZ is asking who's Ronnie. Can somebody show him the wiki, the Great Debate Community wiki on True Imperialism?
Yeah.
It's just hard to explain. It's been so many years of bat bullshit.
I think PZ was on League of Reason at one point, if I'm not mistaken. Feel free to correct me, PZ.
I think he was during that time. I think he was when Ronnie had actually made the claim that what was it? That binary meant 4-digit. 4-digit was binary.
Yeah, binary is a 4-digit code.
Yeah, binary is a 4-digit code. Yeah.
It's still on there. I have to find the link, because he who is nobody, as actually few people know who he who is no. That's a weird sentence. Few people know who he who is nobody is. I can't say that sentence.
How about you just say Aaron Ra?
So
Aaron Ra just refers to him as who's Ronnie. Who's that? That's all Ron ever knows this guy as is who's that. Who's Ronnie?
No, we had to explain that to Aaron Ra, because he forgot.
Every time. Who's
just...
True Empiricism? He doesn't remember every time.
Literally, because he knows who G-Man is, but he can't remember who Ronnie actually is.
Oh, God.
But Ronnie got upset because he thought that Arn had this like running memory of all the creationists that he encounters, and that True is somehow on the top list, like he's a top dingaling on the mind of Arn Ra.
Oh, God. You want to read this off real quick so PZ can kind of get up to speed on good old True Empiricism? And by the way, PZ, I actually debated this guy. How long has it been? It's been several months.
A few weeks now, at least a month.
Oh, God, it's been way longer than that, dude. It was back at the beginning of the year. But it was on General Han Solo's channel, and I had this okay presentation. He had nothing, literally nothing. Didn't have an opener, didn't have a presentation. And then he actually said, just before the Q&A, I'm done, I don't want to continue. He was beat so bad that he actually said, I don't want to continue.
Steve, did you catch wind of what he says now? What he tells people as to why he didn't have? Okay,
he was too busy tuning his guitar.
His guitar. I'm like, so wait, you held off a debate that you wanted
for a year. For a year,
and
he tried to debate.
Prepared. Yeah, and this is the second time. This is the second attempt, and then he wanted to do it during his fucking lunch break, and then we said no, just come back when you're ready, and so we pushed it off to later in the week, and then it got pushed off again, and so he had well over a week the second time around, and so he still didn't come up with anything, and so now the excuse that he's giving people that just within the last week he just came up with this shit was that he was tuning his guitar in the middle of the fucking debate. Like, does he really think that people believe this bullshit? Like, that's
and he said he won. Didn't he say he won? He was tuning his guitar. He won. He thought he won the debate in some way. I'm like, what?
He's the only person that thinks he won. He didn't even show barely. I would love to find anybody. Even his own people said he didn't win.
He was tuning his guitar so they can play it at his funeral, his debate funeral.
By the way, Mowdy, I did see you sneak in. I wasn't ignoring you. Hi.
Also, guys, his shoes were untied and the sun was in his eyes, so you got to take that into consideration.
Oh, God.
So I know the outside feed can't see the wiki page because it's too small. So you want to read it to them? Just to start off.
Okay, so the wiki page, for those of you, well, you might have to. I put it out there too, so you guys can read along. I did write a lot of this. Some of this I didn't write though. Ronnie, True Empiricism Rodriguez, aka Ron the Magic Man, and Rocket Ronnie is a self-professed creationist, and is one of the foremost advocates of old intelligent design that was supported by Discovery Institute. Since 2010, he has engaged with various members of the Magic Sandwich Show, Thunderfoot, Arn Ra, DPR Jones, and Hogside Champ on the topic of evolution. He adamantly believes biological evolutionary theory is inherently inferior to his proposed theory, which primarily consists of because something looks designed teleonomic, therefore it must have been designed by some type of intelligence that's teleological. Ronnie is one of the go-to members of the Clown Car Posse for scientific information, although CCP members seem not to notice that he is as scientifically illiterate as they are. Not to mention the fact that he couldn't type a grammatically correct sentence to save his life. His method of constructing arguments seems to pick up a grade school level biology or chemistry textbook, memorize a few sciencey sounding words, and then string them together into sentences with no regard to their meaning or proper usage. Ronnie has built a reputation for himself over the years due to his astonishing lack of self-awareness and sheer dishonesty. Rarely do members of the CCP practice introspection, but TE simply lacks the ability entirely. He's even gone as far as to claim that Alex Botten is a hard solipsist, even though Botten was in the same hangout, exclaiming the contrary. This hangout has become known as the inner solipsism of solipsism in reference to a quote made by True Empiricism towards Botten. His hangouts are typically rife with equal amounts of self-aggrandizement and general scientific illiteracy. Ironically enough, he bemoans the evolutionists who know nothing about science whilst making egregious scientific claims himself. Upon allowing dissenters to join his hangouts, he promptly hides them from broadcast and or keeps their volumes muted. Most have figured out that this is something he does to control the conversation when he cannot respond to the claims being made, and is a defensive tactic to save face. He's since stopped allowing dissenters to join his hangouts for fear of future criticism for his habit. Ronnie has a love-hate relationship with Sam the Scientist and Dragnot. Many have speculated that he is both jealous and envious of both individuals, but harbors more anger towards Dragnot because of his constant chiding. That's true, by the way. Ronnie keeps a running record of when he has corrected both Sam and Dragnot and uses it in conversation as some form of leverage when criticism is levied against him. While both individuals have acknowledged that Ronnie, has accurately depicted some scientific phenomena, they are in accord with the assessment that Ronnie has very little overall knowledge in the field of biology, but simply puts on airs as if he does. Ronnie is also known in certain circles as a person who knows less about science than a porn star. This achievement alone is worthy of an epitaph on one's tombstone.
There you go.
And that
kind of gives you an idea. Let's see if I can.
His gender says bitch made.
Yeah, you can be heard.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Meet Zachary, my friend. He's a Christian. He's a theistic evolutionist, and I would consider him pretty knowledgeable in regards to science and the Bible.
Hey, how you doing, Zach?
Hi.
Yeah,
Oh, hi.
welcome in.
Hi. Yeah.
We eat Christians around here.
Be afraid. Be very
General
afraid.
added me.
He's
And I had nothing
really
to
good.
do. Oh, thanks.
So did you listen
So
to
that
that,
means
Zach?
he's educated.
For a person who doesn't know to whom we are referring to, what do you think of that summation? Which, by the way, I got to say is pretty spot on. The only thing I would probably even question is that I think we give Ronnie too much credit when he does make a minor point. It's usually a partial minor point, right? I mean, I don't think he's ever been fully correct on hardly anything that I can even remember.
I'm actually not familiar enough with the this community to really know who all the major players are. So I still need to listen a little bit longer.
You just got to know Drag.
to have any relevant input.
Dragnot's the major player.
Do what?
Dragnot.
Wait about a week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot Mr. Intelligent Design added to this. I forgot about
I
that.
love his
Yeah.
comments, by the way. Oh my God. Mr. Teledesign has this beautiful way of having this little snippet of a comment on like the bottom of a lot of pages. And it's just great. It's like he's commenting on these things, thinking he's adding some brilliant insight when it doesn't even make sense, and that's what makes it so wonderful. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. This is the DNA degrades in water guy. Yes, you're right, PZ. This is
Yes,
definitely him.
BZ. This is the DNA
We have
degrades in water. You put DNA in water, and all of a sudden it falls apart like tissue paper.
Oh man. We added, okay, there's a section about that, but we need to add the videos on it. But we're gonna have to go because we have an archive now of his videos because he tends to delete them. So we'll have to link it. Well, we'll do that after the migration.
Yeah, it's got
we
so much
actually
more work to
compile
do. We're just taking the XML file and we're porting it over eventually. This is going to take a week or two at least just to get the back end stuff done for the logins and stuff. But Gman's my favorite.
Yeah.
This page needs a lot of work. It's definitely a work in progress, but the work put into it so far is epic. It's glorious.
Yeah, I need to add some more to Gman's. I'm surprised. I could have sworn I wrote at least 4 paragraphs for him. I need to go back and check the stuff that I sent because his should be way longer than Ronnie's.
Oh, it will be. Yeah, it will be by the time we're done.
Yeah, anytime I feel bad about my life, I just watch a G-Man video and read the Wiki page, and I suddenly feel better.
It could be worse. It could be G-Man, right?
No, I feel like Antonio Fletcher is way better for that purpose.
He's been kind of quiet lately. He's just putting up like news stuff.
Well, he's taking his channel in a new direction because I went and asked him. I was like, "Well, are you actually having hangouts?" No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just kind of going in a new direction. Sounds like fucking Eeyore on depressants, but yeah.
It's on methadone or something. It sounds like. Yeah, I watched his video on that.
Eeyore, if Eeyore he sounds like Eeyore if Eeyore decided that he was going to have a boxing career and then have CTE afterwards.
That's just mean.
Oh, I'm sorry. He clearly doesn't slur his speech at all, and he clearly makes sense. My bad.
Oh, yeah. I get about every other word that Antonio says. I don't know what he's talking about most of the time. I watched his video where he said he's taking his thing into a different direction. He's like building his empire, so to speak. That's fine. More props to him. Wish him well. I don't know what direction he's really going in. I do like his street epistemology approach. I like the fact he's gone to these colleges and started talking to the people, although I think it's very one-sided. And I think he kind of bushwhacks them, in some ways, kind of just like surprises them. But I kind of like that. And I think that, Drag, if you start doing that, that'd be awesome. You go on the street, start talking to people. I would love to do something like that. Just go up to people and talk about this stuff.
You're ruining the surprise.
But you have to do it in drag. Drag. That's the surprise.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, you're gonna call it drag and drag. Yes.
He's got the boobs to do it.
Yeah, you know what? Do it, man. Come on. Do it.
I've dressed up as a woman one time, and I make a terrible, terrible woman. By the way,
I've dressed up as a woman once. My college had a cross-dressing dance. It was a lot of fun.
Did you shave your legs?
Turns out, I did not shave my legs.
Then how can you win?
I would be one of those linebacker-looking bitches. Just you see her in the club, you're like, oh shit, is that the boyfriend or the girlfriend?
And if you were white, G-Man would be into you. Sorry, what?
Yeah.
I didn't say.
It's a reflex. It's a reflex.
I did not say anything. I did not say that G-Man likes a heavy-set white woman. I did not say that.
Yeah, just like his non-porn isn't porn, right? Right, Drag.
Oh god.
Wait, what?
Dragnot has
no comment. No
yeah,
comment.
we won't go there.
What was that? Say that again. Go back.
I have a folder on my screen right now. If you look up right here, I have a folder called "Not Porn" where there's.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
I have to say that's in my 63 years. That's one thing I've never done is drag. I'm too butch for that, honey.
You know what? I have never done drag either. So hey, we have a lot in common there.
Ooh,
what drag?
Ooh.
Yeah, General, you know what that is? Yeah.
Get drag queen.
You don't have that in Australia?
Yeah, sorry, we don't have that kind of shit in Australia.
I thought you meant drag racing. I've done drag racing.
No.
Oh shit.
Dressing up.
That's much more manly.
Yeah. I wouldn't. It's not that I wouldn't do it. I actually wanted to one time. Friends were going to do like a Bud Light girl thing, and I was going to dress as a Bud Light girl. I had no problem with it. It just didn't come to fruition. But PZ
That's
says,
probably a good thing.
You know what?
Speaking of coming to fruition, I am almost arriving at my date right now, and I posted in the Great Debate community about perhaps having a journal club and inviting some of the creationists who claim they know what they're talking about to evaluate a paper in the peer-reviewed literature. and I think that'd be fun.
I'm okay with that. You know what, Sam? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a special section in the new Great Debate Community.com. We're gonna have one just to your dating stuff. It's gonna be your Tinder. It's gonna be each date that you went on, how it went. You can't use any names, obviously. Protect the innocent. But I think that would be a great ongoing journal.
Have the drag rating system.
Yeah, drag could be in charge of rating.
I'm going to so as a treat for folks, I'm going to call my cousin. You've seen my cousin Kelvin come into Hangouts every so often.
Yeah.
But he actually watched the majority of the debate that you guys had. So I'm going to call him, and we're going to see what he thought. He's a Christian, by the way, folks.
You do that right now?
Hey, what's going on, cuz?
Not much, man.
Hey, so you watched the majority of the debate I sent you?
Yeah, I watched the majority of it. Like I said, I got caught up with a call other than that.
Okay, so what'd you think about it?
Like I said, there's arguments for both parts, but as far as evolution versus intelligent design, I'm still kind of a proponent of intelligent design because there's so much, I guess, out in the universe and out in space that we don't know about. And of course, everybody wants to label it saying, "Oh God, blah blah blah," but still looking at it that way, God may not be in the same context as we see as like an all-powerful being that just loves us or whatever the case may be.
Drag, by the way, you have to let him know he's being recorded, Drag. Drag, now you have to let him know he's being recorded.
Sounding like the movie Prometheus, something like that. It could be some kind of mutation, but there could be some kind of
Drag, tell him not to say he committed any crimes. He's not selling no
Drag,
cocaine
can you hear us, Drag?
Yeah, I can.
You have to let him know that he's being on air and he's being recorded.
All right. Hey, Kelvin, you know I'm on the Google Hangouts live right now, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just making sure. Right. Okay, so the two guys just that's okay. So you got your position on how you view the entire topic. So who do you think did better in the debate, just overall, as far as what they presented?
I think the first guy did kind of explain it just a little bit better, or like his viewpoint as far as it.
So the Steve, the guy in the suit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think he did better or worse?
I think he did a little bit better. I guess they're both somewhat comparable. Steve did do a little bit better in this portrayal of everything. So.
Okay, so the other guy's name was True Empiricism. What did you think about his portion of it?
Like I said, they both put valid points forward as far as that. And like I said, I tend to agree with the second guy as far as that. I'm just saying there's too much uncertainty out there just to limit what we know about the world and scale, which is evolution done. Now we have a magical answer that solves everything. We don't honestly, we don't know. We're just, in a way, we're just kind of throwing out evolution as a kind of a catch-all to say, hey, we don't understand how it did. It just happened over a long period of time, blah, 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 whatever.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to establish, because people were giving True Empiricism, the second guy, feedback and saying he didn't do a very good job presenting that. And so a few people felt that he kind of did a disservice because he didn't actually have a presentation, specifically a PowerPoint that he said he was going to use. And so he, rather than having an open statement, he wanted to try and focus on rebutting what Steve had or was stating. So we wanted to get kind of third parties, specifically Christians, to give their input on just his ability to present the material itself. So, but no, I appreciate your input, cuz. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, not a problem, man.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, peace.
Later. So,
I don't know how much he actually watched. Probably not as much as I would think, because obviously Ronnie didn't have a presentation. But
yeah, I don't
but
think
at least
he
he recognized. At least he
part.
recognized that I did, so I'll take it.
Yeah, and that's why specifically, because you folks heard it. I told you, this is my cousin now. I'm definitely going to have to talk to him about evolution a little bit more. I see that. But I'm like, he is definitely an ID proponent, but he still thinks Steve did better. So I'm not sure where Ronnie thought that he remotely did better in any way, shape, or form.
Well, I've offered for them to come on. Obviously True can come in anytime he wants, but I've also offered for any of the Clown Car Posse or Minions of True Pearson would come on and explain what his argument actually was, what his model was. That was the whole point of the debate, was which model, kind of explains things better. Of course, he worded it very strangely, but the extent of the debate was, does intelligent design really explain things more than something along the lines of evolutionary biology or common descent? And clearly, no. It just doesn't. It doesn't explain anything, in my opinion. Now, can somebody talk about intelligent design in philosophy class and maybe suss out in philosophy if there's something to it? Sure, I got no issue with that. But it sure the hell isn't science at the moment.
No, and I think he knows that. And, for him to say, you know what, let me put my nose to the grindstone. Let me go and try and get some type of formal education and then bring forth what I believe is the case, from a scientific standpoint. But he's not going to do that. That takes work. That takes effort. That takes dedication. That takes things that he just does not have. And so he's just going to make excuses and say, well, there's just some kind of conspiracy. Meanwhile, we have people on the panel here, who are Christians, who are scientists, who are doing what they believe is the case. They think that, hey, this is my belief. Here's what I can prove in science, and I think in the future I may be able to substantiate other claims, based on my religious beliefs. So he doesn't have an excuse, and it's sad.
He is without excuse. Yeah, Mowdy, by the way, let's bring you in real quick because I don't want to ignore you. You look all ready to go, but I can't hear you, Mowdy. It looks like you're talking. I can see mouth moving, but I don't hear anything. Nope. Uh-oh. He's tapping his mic furiously, not hearing anything.
Say pineapple pizza. Pineapple, come on.
I can't even do that because pineapple pizza is not pizza.
Pineapple pizza is pizza. I don't care what you.
No, it's flatbread bread.
Pineapple pizza.
Screw pineapple pizza.
That's just... Hawaiian pizza
Steve?
is one of the best kinds out there.
Hey, I just want to let you know I am ready to go with the Hovind debate thing. I mean, honestly, I've run through this. I have about a 30-minute presentation, and presenting the most up-to-date modern information, evidence for human evolution, going back 4 million years, which would be considered a change of kind for sure. Run through it several times. I'm hoping that I checked Hovind's schedule. And Wednesdays are good for me for a number of reasons. So this Wednesday, he's busy. I know the following Wednesday, the 12th of July, it appears that he is open. His schedule's open. So if you could possibly check into that and see if that's good for you. I want to ask if that is good for you.
Any day is good for me, but I know he's mainly doing them on Fridays. Now, I will announce this.
Really?
I will announce this, but I got to say this first. PZ says, pineapple and jalapeno is the true divine pizza topping. PZ, I don't know you. I don't know you anymore. I have forsaken you, my friend.
Yep, we can hear you.
Jalapeno I can deal with, even though my stomach can't because I've got ulcers. But pineapple on pizza, no, sir. I will stand my ground on that.
What is your contention as to why pineapple does not belong on pizza?
I love PZ, but God, no. Pineapple on pizza,
I like PZ more.
No, you drag. I don't know you either.
Fruit, then you can't put tomato sauce either.
I will hide you from broadcast, drag.
Yeah.
Now, there's certain companies that if they put pineapple on a pizza, it's nasty as hell. But there are some places like Melon Mushrooms who actually can pull it off.
My favorite is actually feta cheese and spinach. Feta cheese and spinach is amazing. Okay.
So you put all the other weird shit on it.
That's not weird shit. That's feta cheese and spinach. No.
Feta?
Yes, that is good.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Mowdy, before I get back to Bill, we get sidetracked really easy. Obviously, in the Great Debate community. That's just, we all have some degree of ADD. Mowdy, pineapple and pizza, yes or no?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. No, we can't hear Mowdy. No, we can't.
I can hear him. I want to hear what he has to say. Come on, say it, Mowdy. Pineapple pizza, yes or no?
Hi. Oh my God! Every time I get in a goddamn hangout, you got to talk about pineapple
Damn
pizza.
right.
There's only 4 kinds of pizza. Stop talking.
Pineapple pizza.
There's like 4 kinds of pizza.
$4 million.
Oh God. Okay, so you know what?
This is the great debate, is it not?
It is. Forget the DNA and water shit.
Really close to the microphone, so I can interrupt them as much as they are interrupting me. Your fucking question. Holy shit!
Go
Four
ahead.
kinds of pizza: Neapolitan red, Neapolitan white, Sicilian. I make a fourth exclusion for Chicago-style pizza. That's it. The only meats that belong on it are pepperoni. Done. Everything else is a delicious flatbread pizza-like product, and I will eat the shit out of it. Just don't call it pizza.
Amen, brother.
Okay,
We're going to start a religion
vagina?
around this.
Jeez.
I've asked for a shout out, and I'd be happy to. Trevor Vision Gaming Channel, who's been around a while. Trevor, yes, I will shout out to your channel, Trevor.
Yeah, if you guys want something controversial, here's a picture of one of my crawfish with fried chicken. There you go.
Fried chicken.
That's not as bad as my wife eating her bird eggs.
Well, I think I just made my opinion obvious here. So,
all right. So back to Bill here. Bill, I'm going to make a little announcement. There may be a part 3 to the Ken Hovind King Crocoduck debate. So after that gets done, whether this be, I don't think it'll be this Friday, but probably the following Friday if it happens. And then after that, I think, Bill, I'm going to put you next, first in line for the people in the Great Debate community. And then I think Herman Mays, wanted to.
Good. Yeah, Herman's going to be great on biological
I think he
evolution.
did. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know I've talked to him, but I can't remember everything. But I think he said he expressed interest in it. But again.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Did he? Okay, good. But again, I want. Yes, it works. I want you guys to realize that, I've known Hovind for a while. I've engaged with him for a while. It's not just about the science. We can show the science to be correct. That's easy, right? The key is going to be to get people that are not too scientific literate to understand that he's not scientifically literate, right? And I think KC did a wonderful job on that. I think he could do better a little bit in some areas, and I think in the third, that's why he wants to have another one, to really show that for a guy that taught these subjects for 15 years, his understanding of them was just wretched. I mean, for God's sake, during the after show when we were talking about this, people were face-palming left and right, reviewing some of the things that Hovind said. It made no sense.
Well, I'm totally prepared to do that. I mean, honestly, I have watched over and over his presentations. And since we've agreed to stick with human evolution, I mean, I know every point he's ever brought up on that. So I'm anticipating those in my initial presentation. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I mean, I think I'm definitely ready to show exactly where he goes wrong.
I'm definitely okay with that.
There's a flaw in that approach.
What's that, Christopher?
I think there's a flaw in that approach, which is the point that I wanted to make earlier when Drag was talking about Ronnie. So in science communication right now, there is a movement to move away from the deficit model. The deficit model is a simple way of saying, like, you just don't understand. If we're under the impression that more information because we think that they have a deficit, then we are not abiding by the science of science communication. There is a scientific field about science communication that specifically looks at this, and I personally agree with it. And I think that trying to beat people over the head with how wrong they are and how much they don't understand science, and if they just listened long enough, they would understand that we're doing a disservice to science communication at all.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so let's take Ronnie for a hot second, and then I'll move on to Ken Hovind. When it comes to Ronnie, we're not going to convince him. What's going to be more interesting is understanding why he thinks the intelligent design model that he adheres to makes sense, right? And we're not going to convince him out of it, right? None of us have that power of persuasion. Now let's move to Ken Hovind. We definitely don't have the power to persuade Ken Hovind. He's a used car salesman. He's a carnival barker. He's been saying the same pieces of information for the past 20 years. Like there's no inputs in the guy. It's all outputs. So, and when it comes down to it, the more you know about Ken Hovind, the more you understand that he's a conspiracy theorist. Does anyone here have the power of persuasion to change the mind of a conspiracy theorist? It doesn't matter if you whack-a-mole every single scientific mistake that he makes, it's not going to change his mind.
I agree.
So I think I think there needs to be a shift in, if we do want to communicate science, in doing that. And if it's not about science communication, then then I don't know, go engage in that mental masturbation. It's just stroking your own ego to make yourself sound important.
It is.
And I don't think that's productive.
Yeah, it's going after his following, right? And we know, though, we can lead people away from him. It's been done, obviously. People like Wayne Fillmore, Hunter Bailey, Wyatt Minkus, by the way. Do you guys remember Wyatt? I just spoke with Wyatt yesterday, and Wyatt was actually in Theodore Valentine's video called Ken Hovind Exposed, the big production that he had that he just put on his channel. Now, I don't agree with Theodore on a lot of things, obviously, because he's still a younger creationist, but I do believe that he has Hovind Dead to Rights about being a con man. And he, in the middle of his production, he had Wyatt Minkus in there in a little thing with when Wyatt was staying at his compound. And we've all known Wyatt for a very long time. I've spoken to Wyatt. Wyatt has basically forsaken Hovind. I think he has realized that Hovind's full of crap, but he still adheres to Young Earth. But he admitted that he probably might be wrong on it, and he is trying to see why we and everybody else has told him that Young Earth Creationism is wrong, especially like Wayne, who he's a really good friends with. He's actually looking into it, so I'm having hope for him. That's the target audience. Would you guys agree?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. And real quick,
I want to let you know too that I'm in no way will my presentation be anti-theist. It won't be anti-Christian. It is definitely anti-Young Earth creationist, though. And again, I'm just so familiar with what he says about it, and I'm going to give my spiel, not only addressing some of the major fallacies that he constantly uses, but then I'm giving the evidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be drugged down his rabbit trail just responding to everything he says. I'm going to be bringing up new things that he probably is not even aware of, and trying to get his response to that evidence. So
that's the key thing. Don't go down the rabbit holes. By the way, PZ Myers had mentioned fuzz in the live chat. Hopefully, I'm hoping to have Dr. Hugh Ross and Dr. Fuzz Rana back on maybe next month. Here's the thing. I happen to like Hugh, and I really like Fuzz Rana. I really do. He's just a nice guy. Do I agree with him on a lot of stuff? No. He has these things on Facebook. He has Q&A, and I often go in there and I challenge him, and I disagree with him on an awful lot. I think he gets a lot of stuff wrong. But he's a really nice guy to talk to. So if you guys do not agree with Fuzz Rana, by all means, go to his Facebook. He has a new page, and then he'll answer people's questions on his Facebook page live in a video thing, right? So take advantage of that, because I really think that the opportunities we have to engage with people like Fuzz Rana and Hugh Ross are great, right? But that doesn't mean we have to not challenge them. I want to challenge them, even though I do like them. I think very highly of them. I know General does as well, and General, I think, you're even challenge them on certain things, will you not? On their science? General? Oh, never mind. Okay, General's muted. But anyways, yeah, no, Bill, I do agree with you.
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, okay.
I was just typing just because in the science.
Oh, I was saying that, you don't even fully agree with Ross. From a theistic standpoint, you don't agree with Hugh Ross and Fuzz Rana, but you admit they're nice people. They're nice guys. I think I think sometimes their citations are weird, but
yeah, I hold to the RTV position, but there are minor issues I have that are only related with evolution. Otherwise, and also certain biblical interpretations. But otherwise, my model, my Christian model, is basically the RTV model plus theistic evolution, and it's pretty much biologos and RTV blended into one.
See, I like biologos. I'm curious. PZ Myers, what do you think about biologos? I'm just curious. I mean, putting aside the theological differences, I'm just strictly concerned about the science. Does the science of biologos put out, do you think it's pretty good? So that'll take time to get to the live chat because we've got a time delay. But Bill, yeah, no, I'll make that happen for you. I promise. I've already made them aware that many of the people in the Great Debate community want to debate Hovind. He's more than willing to. He says he'll take everybody on. So
right. Well, I did get a confirmation from him on Facebook as far as in one of the groups that he's actually belongs to, where I had posted it, and he accepted the challenge. That was back on, well, it was a month ago, I think a month ago today. So, but we just haven't gotten together on it. And now that you are providing the format, I would definitely rather go through you. I think you do a great job, and it would be fairly moderated. So.
Thank you. PC says, BioLogos is evil front for the Templeton Foundation. I'm not familiar who that is. Somebody want to fill me in? Templeton Foundation? I think I've heard the name, but it doesn't
The
sound...
Templeton Foundation is a think tank and nonprofit organization that tries to fund research or it provides grants to researchers that are combining science and religion.
Okay.
Unfortunately, a lot of people, in an attempt to follow the money, besmirch the research that is funded, but super popular and super middle of the road people have been funded by it. Morton Hunt, who wrote A Story of Psychology, one of the best psychology books that I've read, he received money from them. Others who are critics of it say that, of course, they give money to people that are moderate to hide the fact that their true agenda is to try to blur the lines between science and religion.
Gotcha. Okay.
What research though? I mean, they got no laboratories or.
No, BioLogos
like
does. BioLogos is a very big organization. I mean, I think what I've seen from their science is pretty good. Now, do they have a religious agenda? Yes, they're I think they're Catholic based, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
they're part of Biola University or
something. So what RTB holds is what BioLogos does not hold. So concordism is what RTB holds to, and BioLogos doesn't hold to concordism. And yet, BioLogos establishes, science that we would all agree with in this room, that also RTV does as well. So it's literally a minor difference on the evolution topic. That's the only difference between the two.
Pieces of BioLogos doesn't do research. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I've only seen articles from them. I find them interesting. I don't know much about them as far as their research, but I think I find them more sane than obviously like AIG or ICR, of course.
Oh, and by the way, Steve, just this is like an announcement, I guess, on that topic. Hugh Ross, so the presidents of all the creationist organizations, so Hugh Ross, Deborah Harisma is the president of BioLogos, and Ken Ham of Answers in Genesis, they're actually going to be part of a written debate, an actual scholarly book dedicated to debating the issues of creationism, and it's going to be released, I think, in September of this year.
I would check that out.
The book, the series is called Counterpoints, and usually it's titled, 4 views on this or 5 views on that. So in this case, it's 3 people, so 3 views on creation. And I highly recommend you get it.
I can't help but think it's going to be nothing but a coloring book.
No, these people at least try to make it articulate and palatable. I mean, I do not find BioLogos and RTB to be batshit. People can disagree with them. Obviously, theologically speaking, I think we all kind of have issues with both of their groups. But I think they at least try. I think they're on the right path. Now, people can challenge me on that, and that's fine. But when you look at something like RTB and BioLogos, I find the people to be very pleasant. They're engaging. They want to talk about the subjects. They don't hide from things. I mean, obviously, Hugh Ross is more than willing to come on. He's talked with us many times. When I try to get a hold of like Dr. Tompkins, you should see the vitriol that comes out from his emails to people like Ruhif. It's bad. I mean, he's just so self-righteous and full of so much hubris that he cannot be wrong. And even though between Ruhif and Sam the Scientist and Fiona, he's been demonstrated that his data is bad. But he won't come on. He had said he would once, right? He did say, yeah, Steve, I'll come on to the Great Debate and you guys can ask me questions. Because I said, I played it to his ego. I said, look, we want to make sure that we're putting out the right information from your perspective, right? We don't want to straw man you. We don't want to say you're saying this when you're not saying this. So can you come on and at least tell us what your case is, right? And he said he would. But then ICR turned around and their PR guy said, no, we don't think that'd be a good idea, blah, blah, blah. Well, why not? I mean, even PZ did a separate blog post when Dr. Tompkins said that, he said, Steve, before you go further into this, let me respond with a peer-reviewed paper on this that's coming out soon, and you guys could look at that. And I said, hey, Ruhif, okay, great. He's got a peer-reviewed paper coming out. Love that. Just check it out. No, it wasn't a peer-reviewed paper. It was another blog post where he made a lot of the same similar mistakes. And PZ actually posted something on that going, this is not a peer-reviewed paper. This is the same nonsense he had before. So at least they'll come on. If you guys get Dr. Tompkins come on, that'd be great, though. I don't know how to go about doing that.
By the way, TZ Myers, when he says BioLogos does not do research, that is true, but the people that make up the team of BioLogos are researchers. So there is an evolutionary biologist, Dennis Benema, on the team, and he's actually written some really good, up-to-date, articles on evolution in a variety of topics.
Yeah, what do they do? Farm out their research then? They like TZ said, they just give money to people to do the research for them?
Yeah, they pretty much go, hey, look what I found, and then they write an article. But then so the BioLogos context is to add the God element to it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't go into the theological aspect of it. I leave that for other people. I try to be apatheistic online because I just don't care so much if God exists or not when we're talking about these things. I just want to know who has a better argument. I want to know who's putting out the right science. That's all I'm really concerned about, right? Whether God exists or not, shit, they haven't figured that out for 2,000 years. I'm not going to do it on this channel, right? So I'm not even going to try. You can argue God exists, God doesn't exist, you're blue in your face. I don't care. Go nuts.
Steve, they have figured it out.
Who has figured it out?
The God question.
You think you figured it out, but you're a theist.
2,000 years is right in your face.
I mean, but here's so funny. It's like General will say he knows. You would say you know God exists, right? Would you use the knowledge claim, epistemologically speaking, rather than just belief? I think you have before. Right?
A high probability. Let's put it that way.
Don't weasel.
Rather than emotionally or like experientially.
Don't weasel. I'm not saying experientially. I'm not saying you have to have empirical data. I'm not saying don't rely on empiricism. I'm not saying you have to rely on empiricism. But would you go so far to say I know God does not exist?
I know God what? Doesn't exist or does exist?
Does. I am putting you on the spot here.
If I was
realize
going to be honest,
yeah.
So subjectively, I would say yes, but objectively, I would say a high probability.
Does anybody want to parse that out a little bit more?
Yeah, he's saying that it's what he thinks he knows.
Yeah, but then again, isn't that how we all have knowledge?
I think I took it as he has strong internal. I think he has strong internal justification, but not as strong external justification.
And I get that. I totally get that. I understand, right? I'm the same way. If I was to be a theist again, it would completely be internalized. Yeah.
Yeah. The key word here is high. Like, I can't prove it as high as, say, proving relativity, but I could use things like relativity to prove certain other things, like in this case fine-tuning or something like that. But that's the science context. Then you have other areas of research like the Bible, Jesus' existence, was he truly divine, and so on. Those are other probabilities you add to the equation.
I sent Steve an announcement to read verbatim. I didn't get it, or I haven't checked anything. Let's see. My hangout will be amazing, but do not leave this hangout to see it. Join it. Mine will be just fine. Watch later, and it will be awesome. Did you send me an announcement? Where'd you send it to me? Where I don't got shit. Of course, I try not to do much on my computer when I'm broadcasting because it slows down my system and slows down the feed. Oh, I get it from Hogtie now. I see it now. See, let me read this verbatim. Well, okay, what he just wrote me is verbatim. Please, Steve, announce. How long ago was this? Oh, this was only a minute ago, so whatever. So I guess Hogtie is having a hangout soon.
Soon, an hour, 2 hours.
I do not know. I mean, please feel free to step on my broadcast. It's quite all right.
It's not like this hasn't been scheduled for a month in advance.
Yeah, it's just like I don't do a Sunday show every Sunday. That's the name because I couldn't think of a better one.
You have to change that.
I gotta have to change that. I think I am gonna have to change that. Huh? Is it really kind of plain and blah?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's me. I'm plain and blah. It suits me. I couldn't think of anything original.
You can't have a show, dude. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Okay.
Aim for Sunday show. Or Sunday. Okay. I ruffled Mouty's feathers earlier, so I want to ruffle some more.
Go for it.
I
I had mentioned street epistemology, and Mowdy kind of got his panties in a bunch over that. I want to know why Mr. Mowdy doesn't like street epistemology.
Fight.
Well, first of all, you labeling it as my panties being in a bunch is pretty much you admitting you have a weird boner for me. Which is cool.
We all do.
Yeah,
Mowdy, yeah, we all do. That's what. Yeah, who doesn't?
Neither confirm nor deny.
My wife is saying that it's not cool. I changed my mind. It's not that it's cool. it's just true.
It's an objective fact.
It's just a fruit fact. That's all.
A brood fact. Oh my God!
Watch out, he's got crabs.
The street epistemology thing. It doesn't seem compelling to me, right? So I don't really have a super hard and fast answer. Oh my God, these
oh, wow.
I just can't stop with the
innuendos are endless.
Innuendo went out the other. But street epistemology, I think that if it were used on non-believers and edited in the way that, you know, just the ones that decided to come and answer, I think that atheists would do just as poorly, if not more poorly, than believers.
I think there needs to be more, and that's what actually I want to agree with you on that. I've been kind of pouring through a lot of the videos from Anthony Magnabosco, and because I'm trying to, you know, add more tools to my tool belt, because I definitely understand some of the criticism that you gave in the past, and recently about, you know, just saying, okay, here you are, stupid. You know, if you just listen to those of us who are more scientifically literate, you'll be okay. That doesn't work. There's research. I'm pretty sure you know there's research that when people are presented with evidence, that doesn't change their mind. So
it makes them double down.
Yes. And I think there was one study that had to do with the belief that Barack Obama was a secret Muslim or something like that. Even when people were that you guys can look up the study. People were presented with proof, like with evidence that he is indeed an American citizen. They still didn't change. In fact, they you know, like you say, they doubled down on it. So for me, going to the justification for those beliefs would have been a better route. And I think Anthony should probably seek out more non-believers, because I probably saw maybe 2 non-believers, because there was one girl that I can't remember her name, but she was a non-believer. She said, no, I don't have any God belief, but I have a strong belief in karma. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of non-believers who have superstitious beliefs. I mean, lots. Some believe in ghosts, some believe in karma.
Spiritual atheists.
Yes, faitheists, or, you know, whatever you want to call them.
I like
but
that.
They have. Yeah, that's kind of my pejorative for them. But this, I think, if we showed more of them, I think it'll get to the heart of, okay, well, there are people who have really bad justification for beliefs, instead of here are stupid theists and their silly beliefs, and let's see how we can kick them in the ass philosophically.
Well, I want to address the other side of that coin. What are your justifications for skepticism? I think that you should have just as good justifications for a warranted skepticism as you do justification for a warranted belief.
Okay, so for that, I would say if there's a claim that I have or that I come across, and it already jives with something I believe, I feel that my skepticism should kick in more for that, because I'm more prone to believe this new claim.
I like it. Also, this is all within a philosophical framework, right? If you want your reasons, your reasonability to also encompass rationality, that is the goal that we're talking about. I'm super comfortable with reasons being irrational. That's why, as a self-labeled apatheist, as Steve had mentioned earlier, I don't try to be an apatheist. I am an apatheist on a good day. On a bad day, I'm an atheist who makes a positive claim that there is no God. I don't claim that I have rational reasons for that, and I'm super comfortable with it.
Mowdy, are you when it comes to like evidentialism, where do you stand? Are you a moderate evidentialist? Are you strict? Are you a non-evidentialist?
I don't even know what that word means.
A strict evidentialist means that you have to have evidence for your justification to why you believe something. You need a warrant that's based upon actual evidence, while a moderate evidentialist or non-evidentialist, I kind of fall somewhere in between those, thinks that you don't need evidence. And you can actually have a false belief. Right. Well, you'd actually have bad evidence and still have a belief in something if it's prudential to do so. For example, like if you are a dying patient of cancer and they say, look, you're going to die, but we have this experimental drug probably won't work, but we're going to give it a shot. The prudential thing is I want that drug to work. I want to have belief that it's going to cure me for my family and I stay alive, even though the evidence is kind of like, nah, you know, it's not going to work. So the evidence is against you, but you have a reason to believe that it's more than just the evidence. So a non-evidence just says, yeah, there's a justification that's warranted, or you have warrant for the justification to believe that because you want to survive. The end result, the potential and prudential end result is that your survival outweighs the fact that the drug may not work. Do you think that makes sense? Or would you say, no, the person should never have a belief that it's going to work because the evidence is against him?
Yeah, I still don't know how to answer that question. I think the analogy is flawed because when it comes to medicine, there are clinical trials and people have a really bad time with innumeracy and probabilities. So that being what it is, answering questions about whether a medicine is effective through double-blind controlled clinical trials is a very different category than trying to answer metaphysical questions about the existence of a supernatural being. So I don't see...
Right,
I don't see how the two of them overlap in any way, shape, or form.
It overlaps because is the patient, is he justified in believing that the drug will cure him if the evidence is that the drug probably won't, or there's a small chance based upon whatever the usefulness of the drug is that he probably won't survive? Is he justified in believing that it will work because he values his survival? It's prudential for him to value his survival. Is that a good enough reason to warrant that belief?
Once again, it completely depends on his understanding of probabilities, what the probabilities of it working are, at what stage in whatever malady he's suffering he is, and also whether the risks are taken into account with the benefits, right? Because there's a certain amount of, it can't hurt, right? You know, if your joints don't, if you're having a joint problem and you're taking, what is it called? Glucosamine and chondroitin, there's really not a whole lot of evidence that taking that helps, but there's also not a lot of evidence that it hurts. So can hurt, right? So you need to take that into account. Okay. Once again, and this is going down the clinical medical model, which is the reason why I think it's a flawed analogy. I don't see how, as it applies to the thing that I mostly am apathetic about, I don't see how it applies to that in the same way you're talking about the way that it applies to medicine.
It just goes to the understanding is, are we justified in our beliefs? What does it mean for us to say we have enough warrant to justify that we believe what we believe and we're okay to do so? We don't have a bad justification for it, right? Because there are people that have certain beliefs that have a shitty justification for it. Correct? We all know
like
that.
A lot of atheists.
Yeah, atheist and theist, both sides. Absolutely. Agreed. I mean, if I say, hey, I'm an atheist, and the reason being is because aliens from Zeta Reticuli had told me that there's no God, that's pretty bad justification, I think. You know? I mean, but hey, by the way, I just saw this insolent shocker. You're losing your job in 2 months? Dude, come on, that sucks. Are you serious? He's like, give me some good news. Well, my good news isn't that great compared to the shitty news you just gave me, insolent shocker. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But the good news was basically we have a web page now, but www.greatdebatecommunity.com. But I'm sorry to hear that you're losing your job. But yeah, the whole thing basically is Mowdy, is that are we justified for our beliefs? And I agree with you. There are some atheists that I find are militant in their beliefs that don't have good justification for it. And I like what you said before. If you're going to be skeptical, which I am, you should have justification for it, right?
That's not what I said.
What is kind of what you said?
You shouldn't just have justifications. If you want, within the very bounded realm of philosophy and rationality, if you want your reasons to be rational, then your skepticism should be as warranted as your beliefs, and those warrants require justification.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's what I think. Now, admittedly, I don't think that I have warranted belief in atheism. So I don't know where to go with answering your question. I do think that I have evidence for it. I do think that I have reasons for it, but they're not rational. They're not things that will withstand the scrutiny of philosophy. But I'm also super cool with that because my value of being rational might be a little bit lower than other people's. So I embrace my predictable irrationality.
Where do you place yourself? I mean, do you say you're an apatheist and that's it?
On a good day, I'm not a theist. On a bad day, I'm an atheist who positively says that there is no God. I'm not a lack theist. I'm not an atheist because I don't think something. I'm an atheist because I do think this thing. But my reasons are shitty.
Yeah.
They're my reasons.
Yeah, I have to be right back. I get some water. Hang on, I'm dying here. Continue. Hey, Drag, take over the show.
Well,
Drag just left.
Anyway.
Drag's gone. Drag had in-laws to tend to.
Oh
Poor
God.
Drag. Feel bad for him now.
Oh, well, Darwin Bird just said religion is proven to lower IQ. I think that he's mistaking what a correlation causation conundrum is.
Christopher, I'm just wondering, so you don't like the street epistemology method?
It's not that I don't like it. It doesn't resonate with me, and it doesn't seem compelling. I don't think that it proves a point that I think that Anthony wants to make, and further, the philosopher douche whose book he's trying to implement, the how to make an atheist.
Did I hear that right?
Sorry, I'm back. I'm sorry, I was dying there. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm choking.
You
on
okay,
something.
bud?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but goes.
If I die on air,
agree
though,
with
can you just let people know that what happened?
I'm personally not a fan of street epistemology. I think seeing Doug Pine Creek, I think it's a very subtle, in my opinion, it's a very subtle way of unnecessarily causing doubt in people. That there's an intent there, which I think is dishonest, in my opinion.
Well, because he's following the model of a philosopher, and this is one complaint I have about philosophy, maybe philosophers more specifically, is this Platonic idea of philosophy kings, and people need to be like sentinels of making sure that everyone thinks more philosophically. A lot of philosophers think that that is a goal, maybe in the same sense that I think that the increasing the public's understanding of science, scientific literacy, I think is a goal that is a workable goal that'll help in many different areas. Maybe that's my bias, and I'm recognizing the bias of philosophers of wanting people to think more philosophically as a bias that they have that I don't necessarily think achieves the goal that they want. It's not going to make the Platonic Republic that they think that it will. It just makes philosophers seem like more oracles of Delphi than scientists are right now. And once again, trying to maintain a position as an oracle at Delphi by telling other people they just don't understand because you have the Gnostic key for what truth is a failed approach.
Yeah, that's well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got to concur a little bit. I mean, I understand that you're using these terminology for the Oracle of Delphi as some kind of like giving scientists, they think they have a special stature. Is that what you're trying to do? Is to say that these guardians of philosophy and science, that maybe we give them more empowerment than we should?
Yeah, I think that yes, I think that the idea of raising philosophical literacy, let's just use these terms, increasing philosophical literacy will help because it'll increase critical thinking. I'm totally down with that. Increasing scientific literacy will help because it'll help the general populace understand things that are important to them, all the way to the voting booth, right? When there are policies that are contingent on your understanding of science, without your understanding of science, you're not really a contributing member of your civic duty. So, and I think that philosophy can work that way too, but I think that the approach in raising philosophical or scientific literacy, the approach which I mentioned before, the deficit model, which I saw PZ, if he's still watching, in the side chat claimed to be a straw man. I don't know how being a scientist, when looking at the scientific literature on science communication, and these are the results, how that could be a straw man. Regardless, I think that approach of deficit model, you just don't understand. You just need to listen long enough. And I also think the agenda is flawed. So there's a lot of moving parts here. So
the science communication thing, you've had hangouts on it before, and I think you bring up some very good points on it. I think there is a shift in the paradigm of how people are thinking. How do we communicate proper science to people? Again, as a layperson myself, I have to look at it from that perspective. I'm not a scientist. I've never been a scientist. I studied science, but I am not a science communicator. I am a person who just happens to like science, and I facilitate scientific communications with other people. I like that. But when people are listening to people communicating science, they like to have things in easy digestible bits, right? I mean, that's why people like Lawrence Krauss or Neil deGrasse Tyson, they're effective communicators in science because they don't have this highfalutin jargon that people will, yeah, you know what, we have no idea what the hell they're saying. So I don't know, you know, how much of an approach we have to take to say, okay, this is what the science we want to communicate, but we want to do it in a way that's not something that sounds like jargon bombing. It doesn't come across as like Ronnie's way of him thinking he's educating in science, which we all know he's not, right?
Well, to bring it back to, is General still here? Yeah.
Yes.
Getting it. What caused this particular rabbit hole was General Han Solo asked about street epistemology and it seeding doubt unnecessarily. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Well, you've
yes,
somewhat.
Because Doug will promote things like doubt as a virtue, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Doubt as a virtue.
Doubt is virtuous?
No, not doubt as a virtue. Doubt is a virtue.
I see.
It's just. I mean, talk about an approach towards philosophy, and yet that just makes no sense philosophically.
Well, and so what's funny is recently I was listening to, and please forgive me, I was listening to Noam Chomsky. So whatever everyone's opinions of Noam Chomsky are, one of the things that he said that really hit home for me is he was talking about the skeptical community, and he's like, no human is skeptical. No one is a skeptic, capital S skeptic, because you wouldn't be able to get through 2 minutes of your life if you truly were. Right. So if doubt is a virtue, if skepticism, capital S, is a virtue, then following it leaves you in a morass of decisions to make that you're questioning yourself about constantly. There has to come a point where you fucking rip the needle off the record and act.
Yeah, you can't be. Well, you can't be a nihilist. You can't be when it comes to skepticism, right?
If you were to take that to its bitter end, it's like you're the ultimate stoicist. You might as well be the ultimate nihilist as well.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, what is a prone skeptic to such a degree where you question your own existence? It's you can't function, right? And I know people that are like that. Frank Dunley is that kind of skeptic. I mean, he doesn't even know they exist sometimes. I don't see the purpose of having that degree of skepticism. That's not what I consider to be skeptic. I think that's nihilism.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, Tony. Hey, yeah, we can barely hear you. I'm not going to have this hangout very long. I kind of do want to see what Hogtie is doing over there. I know a lot of people are watching his stuff now. It happens. I have no problem with that. I think we could probably all go support Hogtie Champ. I don't know why he didn't have it later, but that's okay. Like I said. But I can always have another hangout later on today if we want to continue this type of talk. I just wanted to get it across that we do have a web page now, and that people can kind of help out with it. Let me know, and people want to become Patreon and donate. The links are in the video description. I do appreciate everybody who has. They will get on their own, have a big page of everybody. But go ahead and wrap this up. I don't want to stop the communication between you two, but just letting you guys know that I probably won't keep this open too long because of the other hangout, and I kind of want to listen to it, and we already lost some people. So go ahead and finish it up, Mounty, by all means.
Oh, well, I just, so to General Han Solo, I mean, I'd love to talk about this more with you because admittedly it's a topic, it's a more recent topic of interest for me. And I obviously don't have it all fleshed out, but I would love to be able to bounce it off of people that could provide a better understanding of what my goals are in trying to engage in science communication, what my goals are in thinking about philosophy, right? Because I'm a student of psychology. So I think that psychology sets the limits of what a bounded rationality is, and philosophy is the tool that you use to be creative within those bounds. And I think that can work in the great debate community in a way that is effective. I also think that it can be used in the great debate community that can be destructive. I don't have it all sussed out, but these are the ideas that I'm having recently. So if anybody, not just you, General Han Solo.
Do you want to have a hangout? When are you guys available? We could have a hangout later on today on science communication. I can make a special thing just for that. I would find it to be interesting. There's some people in the live chat said they'd find it to be interesting. I don't know, General, what time is it for you right now?
Right now it's 10 to 6 in the morning.
In the morning. Okay, so you've got a full day ahead of you.
Yeah.
And Mowdy, you're going to go have sex for a little while. It should take about 10 minutes. And then sometimes,
Always.
yeah, sometimes after that.
Steve told us to.
Yeah, it's a requirement. You have to now.
According to Steve.
It's a race and Chris is in it to win.
I'm glad that their sex life is contingent upon my giving permission and making it into a demand.
Permission? I mean, you pretty much told us we had.
Yeah, it was kind of a demanding thing.
Anyway, so there are family engagements that I have for the rest of the evening. I'm going to be barbecuing in a little bit, and then we're going to go see fireworks. So I'm not available for the rest of the evening.
All right. Well, that's fine. We can always make it another time.
But I am off tomorrow and Tuesday, so.
That's Tuesdays. You talking shit Tuesday, Monday. Who's hello? Oh, no, that's Hannah. Hannah's thing's late in the evening though, so that we can have plenty of time during Monday afternoon or whatever. Do you guys want to
like shamelessly promote right now? So tomorrow, being Monday, July 3rd, at 1:00 p.m. Eastern, I'm actually going to be hosting an interview with Dr. John Shook and Dr. Phil Zuckerman, who are the co-editors of the Oxford Handbook for Secularism. So for people that are interested in secularism or the demographics of the nuns, not N-U-N-S, but the N-O-N-E-S, the people who check off none as far as religious affiliation on surveys. So those two co-editors and those two philosophers, or actually one philosopher, one social scientist, are going to be my guests on my channel tomorrow at 1:00.
Anybody else want to put some shouts out? Like I said, I will be ending this too. Have the Geek Room. Go ahead and promote your channel there.
We're not as smart as everyone else here in
oh, we know that
in the chat.
So we've seen your show. No, I'm kidding. I'm giving you shit. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. But yeah, we do shows every Tuesday and Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where we just Thursdays night is more of the where we find videos and just really have fun with them, shit talk them, debunk them whenever we can, and generally just have a good time.
Go sub to them. I'm telling you, they're going to be really popular. And see, my goal here literally is to catch on the coattails of these other people that actually have good content. So I mean, I'm fine with that. So when he gets like, or when Wolf and Brandon get about 50,000 subs or more, they might go, hey, do you remember that guy Steve? Well, you might want to go sub to him, and I'll be cool with that. I'm down with that. So that's fine. Apologia, another channel, go sub to. He's going to be really big. I'm planning ahead. I'm looking a year, 2 years down the line, because again, with the Great Debate Community website now, it's paid for a year. As far as the domain, the hosting, he says he'll take care of hosting, but after that, it is obviously being charged. So everything that people do donate to the Great Debate Community, to my Patreon, this is the stuff that hopefully will come to fruition from some of it. I appreciate it immensely, all the donations I've had. If anybody does want to donate, the links are below. Cash Me is great, PayPal or Patreon. Those things are just fantastic. So I do appreciate it. And Patreon, the other shows too. That's, again, a rising tide lifts all boats. They get more views, I get more views. But with that, I think I'm going to end it a little bit. Doctor, I know you didn't get a chance to say anything. I saw you sneak in. You still there?
Oh, it's fine.
Okay, do you want...
There's not much that I can really contribute to. I was just enjoying listening to Chris Mowdy talk.
We love listening to Chris Mowdy talk, don't we? Yeah, just
very informational.
Just between his voice and his looks is just like... and I'm straight. Even though I'm having a relationship with Pew, I guess.
You're straight, even though you command him to go off and
have
fuck.
sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, Doc, you want the last word? By the way, real quick before we go off air, I got to get this in. Doc, what do you think of Doctor Who finale?
Who?
Doctor Who.
Oh, the Doctor Who finale. I've not seen it yet. I was away for the long weekend.
Oh, so I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Yeah,
so let me tell you exactly what happened in detail, so you really don't have to watch it. Okay, so the Doctor. No, okay. Okay, so when you...
It wouldn't matter because I don't really like this series.
I don't either. I'm telling you,
Master is going to meet up with Missy. I already know that's going to happen.
I am so glad that the Christmas episode and the next season got new shit coming in. Right? They got, even a new writers, new everything. So I wasn't a big fan of Peter Capaldi. I think he was good. Don't get me wrong. Not my favorite Doctor for a variety of reasons, and I wasn't a big fan of Bill either. So. Yeah, it just wasn't my favorite season.
You should see some of the people who are casted for the next one. It's pretty bad.
You know who's casted for the next season?
Not yet. There are a few people who have been mentioned that are being considered as the next Doctor, and one of them is Richard Ayoade, who I like. He's funny in a very bland sort of British way, but he would just make a terrible Doctor.
Yeah, it's all up in the air. But yeah, I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers. I can just say go watch Doctor Who, and after you guys watch it, maybe we have a hangout on it. But anyways, I'm going to end the feed. Thank you for watching the Sunday show. Again, links to join the Great Debate community are in the video description. Links to PayPal and all that also below. Thank you, new subscribers. We've got a lot of new subscribers coming in from the King Crocoduck Ken Hovind debates. I had Logic subscribe to me. Awesome with that. That's a big thing. I love his work. Although I am watching him and Armored Skeptic go at it, and it's kind of like watching Mommy and Daddy fight. But the difference is Mommy and Daddy used to have makeup sex, and I don't really hope that they don't end up having makeup sex after all this. If you guys have been following what's going on, because that would just be wrong. But with that, guys, thanks for watching, and we're gonna head over to Hogtie's Champs feed and go watch him pwn True Imperialism alive. Thank you very much.